Hi everyone, welcome to Robot Storytime. I'm Mr. Garrett. I'm the children's librarian at Mount Pleasant Library, one of the Providence community libraries, and I'm really happy that you're watching Family Fringe Fest today. So the story we're going to read today is all about a robot named Z. We're going to read the story, but we're also going to see the story acted out by an actual robot. You ready? Ta-da! This is our robot. And I'm going to program him to move around and act out the story. So you'll see him pop up a few times while we're reading. Alright, you ready to get started? Yeah, let's go. Alright, so the story we're going to read today is called Love Z by Jessie Sema. It's one of my favorite authors. And a special thank you to Simon & Schuster Books for giving us permission to read the book today. So this is Z. He's on his journey. Let's see what he's going to do. On a bright, chilly day, Z went out looking for adventure. And stumbled upon a piece of half-buried treasure. Inside was a message too smudgy to read, except for two words at the very bottom. Can you see what they are? Love, Beatrice. The young robot did not know what love meant, or who Beatrice was, but they felt important. So Z tucked the treasure away and headed toward home. As night fell, all the robots prepared to power down and recharge for the next day. Z asked for a bedtime story, and a nightlight, and a goodnight kiss. Clank. Tucked snugly in bed, Z's thoughts drifted back to the important treasure. What is love? Asked the young robot. Does not compute, replied the old rusty robots. Then they said, sweet dreams, and turned out the lights. They don't know what love is. Alone in the dark, Z could not sleep. The other robots had always been able to answer Z's questions. If they did not know what love meant, who would? Maybe there was one person. Who's it gonna be? Beatrice? Z. In the morning, Z went out looking for Beatrice. Hello, I'm looking for Beatrice, explained Z. I want to know what love is, and she will have the answer. That sounds important, said the captain. Climb aboard and we'll go on a quest. So they did. Unsure of how to start a quest, Z asked around. Excuse me, are you Beatrice? Are you Beatrice? Hello, are you Beatrice? No, said a voice. What's a Beatrice? We are on a quest to find out what love is, explained Z, and Beatrice will have the answer. I don't know any Beatrice, said the crow, but to me, love is sharing your food even when it's delicious. That did not compute. But Z thanked the crow anyway and changed course towards a place with delicious food. Ooh, he's going to the bakery. The baker did not know Beatrice either, but she was happy to share what love meant to her. Love is when someone is patient and takes the time to teach you new things. That did not compute. But Z thanked the baker anyway and changed course towards a place with teachers. Going to school. The kids at recess had a lot of thoughts about what love meant. Love is butterflies. Love is sweaters. Love is wishing on a star. Love is lawn gnomes. Love is a million puppies. Love is snowflakes on your tongue. Absolutely none of them computed. He doesn't know anything about those things. But Z thanked the students anyway and had no idea what to go in search of. What if they never found Beatrice? What if love was something a robot just could not compute? He just could not understand. Z was about to suggest that they change course towards home when they stumbled upon a good place to spend the Hello, we're on a quest. Oh, never mind. Hello, I'm Beatrice. Z could not believe their luck. What were you doing out there in the cold? Asked Beatrice. Looking for you, explained Z. I want to know what love is, and I thought you would have the answer. Beatrice paused to think. She thought, making cookies, and thought some more. All kinds of fun stuff. Love is difficult to explain. It's warm and cozy and safe. You'll know it when you feel it. Z hoped she was right. It's getting late, said Beatrice. Let's get some rest. The young robot was preparing to power down and recharge for the next day when... What's gonna happen? The old rusty robots arrived unannounced. Whoa. Z, you were gone. We were worried. But we found you. We brought your favorite bedtime story, and your nightlight, and a goodnight kiss. Tucked snugly in bed, Z felt warm and cozy and safe. Just like Beatrice said. It was a feeling the young robot had felt many times before. But now it had a name. The end. So I really like that story. If you notice at the very end, the last page, Z is sailing away with the robot family, and they left a note for Beatrice. It says, "Love Z," just like the message in a bottle that they found at the very beginning of the story. And if you look on the back, there's a picture of a message in a bottle. So if you remember in the during the story when we were acting it out with a robot, there was I put a Sprite bottle with a piece of paper inside. So that'd be something fun you could do at home. You could, if you have a plastic bottle or glass bottle that's empty, you could write a letter and put it in there. Don't actually throw it in the ocean. You don't want to add litter to the ocean. Keep it in your house. And you could use your imagination. Pretend that you're writing a letter maybe to someone in the future, because a lot of times a message in a bottle isn't found for years. So sometimes it was written when that person was a lot younger. So you could write something to someone in the future. It could be about yourself. It could be about what life is like in the year 2020. Or it could be about all kinds of stuff. Something that you think would be interesting for someone to read if they found it and they didn't know who it was from. And I always wonder about what Beatrice wrote in her letter. Because remember the letter that Z found just said, "Love Beatrice," and everything else was smudged out. So I always, when I reread this book, I always wonder what Beatrice was writing about and how old she was when she wrote that letter. And who was she writing it to? I don't know, there are a lot of questions with this book. But I really like it. So that may be a fun little activity you could do with your family. Maybe you each have a bottle, you could write each other letters. It's always nice to get mail. So I hope you have fun doing that. And check out this book if you ever want to. This author has a lot of really awesome books. So I hope you enjoyed that story. Our little robot was working hard acting out all those scenes. And I figured I could explain a little bit of how the robot works and how I made the robot move all on its own. So the star of our story was this robot right here, Kubo. And it's a robot that we have at the library. And if you noticed in the story, the robot was kind of moving around all by itself. And to make that happen, there were a couple things I had to do beforehand. And we had to tell the robot how to move. And we do that with these little puzzle pieces that have little microchips in the back. And you lay it out in a certain order, and then the robot reads the microchips, and then it knows how to move when you put it on the play button. So I'm going to show you how that works with a couple little examples. So we're going to place all the instructions in between these two little bracket tiles. Now, say I want to move our robot from here, and want to move forward here, and then take a left turn to go to the playground. We can count how many front arrows we need to do. 1, 2, 3. So then we have these little front arrow tiles that we can add. And then it's going to get here, and then if we take a left turn, we need the left turn tile, and then it'll move forward one after it turns, and then we need to do 2 more. So let's add 2 more of the green arrow tiles. And now we need to finish it up with the end bracket. It's almost like the end of a sentence. So you put all the instructions in there, and now the robot is going to read everything. So we're going to put it right here. And if you listen really closely, you can hear the beeping. Alright, now it's ready. Now after the robot has read out all the directions and scanned everything, we have to put them on the play button. So let's put our play button where we started here. And we'll put the robot on top and see if it works. Let's turn to left, forward, forward, forward. And it's at the playground. It's pretty cool, huh? So the robot can read the microchips and the tiles, and it'll know what instructions it needs to follow. So to finish up, we're going to do one last activity. We're going to draw a robot together. So I figured we could draw a robot just by putting some shapes together. So one shape for the body and one shape for the head, and then we can add other stuff to it. So I put 5 shapes on the board right here. I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm just going to pick one for the body, and then we'll do the same thing for the head. Okay, ready? Alright, no peeking. So body is going to be as closest to trapezoid. Alright, so we'll have a trapezoid body, and then for the head, let's see. Triangle. We have a triangle head. Alright, we have our piece of paper on the other side. See what a trapezoid looks like? It's kind of like, not quite a rectangle, it's kind of like wider at the bottom like that. So that's my trapezoid body. And a triangle for the head. Nice. Now once we have our head and our body, we can just add arms and legs and eyes and stuff like that. So I'm just going to do little curved lines like that, kind of coming out. And then like that. Kind of like if they're like little cords or cables or something like that. Just like do little shapes, maybe like little circles or something at the end for the hands. Maybe semicircles for the feet. And little eyes. Make a little face. If you want to add a little antenna, you can too. Perfect. And you can add all kinds of little gizmos and gadgets to your robot picture. So I already made another one before, and I colored it in. So before, when I did my shapes, I did square body and a trapezoid head. So there are a lot of different combinations that you can do to make a different kind of robot. And once you draw a robot, think about what the robot would be used for, because a lot of times robots have special jobs. So you could add little details, like maybe it's a lawnmower type of robot. So he has like things to mow the lawn. Maybe their job is to tell the weather. So they have a little like some little like weather tools kind of coming out of their head. Maybe they are always getting the news, so they have a little satellite dish on their head. I don't know. All kinds of details you can add. So I hope you have fun drawing robots and researching robots. Find some cool facts about different types of robots. There's some really cool books at the library you can come and check out. And I hope you have fun at the next session. We have a lot of really fun activities that people have planned this afternoon. And join me at 5 o'clock later on. I'm going to do another story time all about Tiger. So I have a really cool tiger puppet that is going to make an appearance and some stop motion animation. So that's going to be really fun too. So hope you can join us for that as well. Hope everyone has a great rest of the afternoon, and stay tuned for the next activity.